Okay, hopefully we're back. My internet dropped, and I think we lost a little bit of gameplay. But overall, I think we're okay now. I just want to make sure that we are live again on the YouTubes. Make sure my voice is okay. On the YouTubes. Seems like it is. Seems like we're live. Okay. So I think while the stream was astray, Gleyber Torres just hit a solo shot, which is obviously not ideal. Game is much closer now. But hopefully we don't have any more stream issues. And just as I predicted, the strike zone is definitely up at the top. We're getting pretty consistent calls up there, but it does run the risk of these power hitters decimating some of these fastballs that are left up in the zone. Okay. The slider has seemed to be pretty effective. So let's see. And JD Davis cannot make the grab. The struggles are real.
Now batting, designated hitter.
The struggles are real. Also, that slider was nowhere near where I wanted it. But we have faith. Caprillian's going to figure it out. That's better. But we don't get the call, or we don't get the swing. He does hack with the fastball. I like that one, but maybe like a sinker down and in. Nothing. Throw some high heat, hit him with the curveball. Okay, he does get a piece. But now maybe lower.
Ball 3.
Nothing.
Full count.
We're going to attack him with the fastball. And we are going to get a fly out. Hopefully. Okay, we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the traditional 7th inning. Your attention, please.
All right, they're switching pitchers.
Number 97, Ron Marinaccio.
Looks like he's had a pretty rough season. We're going to take a look at our bullpen. Yeah, I think lefty's the way to go. Caprillion had a couple good innings, gave up a single shot. We're going to go to Anthony K. And see how we go. Oh, just under it. That was a good fastball to hit. I'm going to say it was just up and to the right of it. No. Or sorry, just under it, yeah. Oh, the slider coming in incredibly slow. And Soderstrom's got to...
Ball 1.
Soderstrom's got to duck out of the way. That one was flying towards his head. The dome piece. So he's leaving these way up.
2-2.
Okay, but luckily we didn't chase on that slider. Oh my God, Soderstrom gets sat down with a nasty slider. Whew. Thank God I'm not controlling that. It looks like Rooker is under the fastball, and that's a quick 1-2-3 inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention,
which
please.
is not ideal.
Now pitching for the Athletics, number 47, Anthony K.
But we're going to go lefty against Soto. well hit ball into right center field, but luckily Ruiz has the speed to get into that. These fastballs are well located. Obviously with pulse hitting, or pitching, sorry, pulse pitching, you know, they can end up pretty much anywhere in that circle. That's why I like it. I think you get kind of the best that your player can give you while also having some level of variation, luck, skill, I guess.
1-2.
You know, it's. I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone say that it takes a ton of skill on the user perspective in pulse hitting, right? It's not hard to get good timing. JD Date. Why can I not select the third baseman? He's the closest one to the ball. He's the one player I can't I can't lock onto to make that catch. But a great inning from our relief pitchers there.
The left fielder, Seth Brown.
Let's see if we can hit the damn ball. Again, normally a pull hitter, but this one's kind of just flops out into left field. And that's his second double of the game. We'll take it. Just late. JD Davis up. Oh, and we're late and under that fastball. These are very hittable pitches. We're just not quite timing them up well. I thought the bat placement was a little better by JD Davis, but replay shows no. This one going out to center field. We're going to test him. This is probably not the play, and it is not. That was a well-thrown ball from center. That was a really bad call from our third base manager.
Leading off for the Yankees, the third baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
All right, we're going to keep Anthony K out there. He pitched a really great eighth. And we're going to see how we do against his first batter. Not bad. Fly out. Infield to Geloff. Back foot slider. Let's see how we go.
That hit him.
What? That?
Now batting.
I gotta see a replay on that one.
Left fielder.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought the catcher just missed it. Okay. I guess it bounced off his shin. Attacking the batters has worked thus far. We have given up two home runs, but against this lineup, it is not surprising. Now Glaber, I feel like, oh goodness, he's definitely, all right, let's warm up Sean Newcomb. And he is significantly worse power-wise versus righties.
Your attention.
So Pruitt comes in, hopefully for the last out. Again, kind of like Blackburn, more of a control artist. Ooh, and we get a good call there. Oh, God, that sucks. He just manages to muscle that one out. And now Aaron Judge is up. Obviously, phenomenal batter. But it's not going to get easier with the 4-hole coming up. So I think we're just going to pitch around him.
Ball 1. 1-0.
You know, we want these to be competitive pitches.
That's inside. Ball 2.
But nothing too competitive.
Ball 3.
Got a very lucky call there. We're just kind of open for a dot. Lucky calls like that. Ooh, give us that. Give us that. Give us that. We get the call. Okay, I think we're going to go curveball. We're going to try and dot this one up. Oh my God, we get the swing and the miss from Aaron Judge, and we just hold on to win against the Yankees. Great win by the team. I feel really good about that. Okay. Good win from the team. Seth Brown, player of the game, 3 for 4 with 3 doubles and an RBI. Blackburn does get the win, going 5 innings with 6 hits, 2 walks, and 3 earned runs. Not the, 3 through 5 is not great, but we'll take it. We had just enough offense when we needed it to win. And there's it telling me them inner drops. Looks like I'm still good now, but just to be safe, we're going to save it manually. Okay. All right. And now it's going to get interesting. Here we are at the beginning of July. The draft is a mere week away. And we are going to look to make some changes to the roster if necessary. So, starting pitching. Can I put people on the trade block from here? No. All right, so our pitching's not awful. Ross Stripling is having a great time down in AAA. We're paying him $12.5 million for the next 5 years. Oh my God. What a terrible contract. Kyle Muller having a good season. I think there's definitely some potential to, move some guys up a little bit. But I think the only person I would bring up is Ross Stripling. But with that contract, he's got to go on the trade block. And, the rest of these guys that, like Kyle Muller, for example, does he come up to the MLB level and make an impact? Maybe. But does that, he has a 1.5 whip almost. In the MLB, that's likely going to translate into more of this 5 ERA like Caprillion has. So I don't think we have anyone that's just massively excelling, and we don't have anyone besides Caprillion who's, has, we have some 4s, but like, I feel like we're going to get the same results, and I'd rather, especially like Kyle Muller, who's only 25, keep him at AAA, let him keep developing. Our relief pitching, oh God, that's awful. Okay, so Urseg's going down to AAA 100%. Spencer Patton apparently is the greatest pitcher of all time. I don't really know why. I'm not seeing it, in his ratings. But, definitely want to. Oh, yeah. What was the deal with him? I don't remember why we couldn't pull him up. Okay, so we need to. All right, so we'll put Urseg on waivers. Streckenrider gets added to the 40-man and moves up to the MLB. Hopefully that makes our bullpen, a little stronger. The rest of the pen not looking too bad. Trevor Gott, not great, but, he might just be getting a little unlucky. Because 1.29 whip isn't terrible. Zach Jackson is actually having a decent year, although he cannot get a win to save his life. Has 14 saves so far. Surprising. But, that walk rating's going up quite a bit, so. We might put Langoliers on the trade block. We have some young talent behind him. Got him in a trade from the Braves. We sent over Matt Olson. Who else do we have? Nothing, that I'm seeing really that I think. I guess we could bring up Jonah Bride. He's batting 300 so far in AAA. JD Davis is certainly not, but you would think, with his ratings as they are, but even though we just brought him in this year, he's really underperformed. Signed him as a free agent. Maybe we put him on the trade block as well. Vladimir Diaz has 1 year left. He's playing reasonably well. But Colby Thomas hitting 341. On base at 433. I don't know, though. Part of me really just kind of wants to keep a lot of these guys down into triple and double A and just let them develop. I'd rather not bring them up and have them get massacred. Denzel Clark was already, at the MLB, I think, at one point. Or was that Clark Elliott? I don't know. One of those guys was at MLB and just not doing well at all. That's tough. We are in a tough spot. Rooker doing well against righties, but apparently just cannot hit lefties to save his life. Otherwise, he'd probably be absolutely raking this year. Lawrence Butler should be progressing nicely. That's good to see. Lazaro Armenteros, also with some good attribute boosts. Could bring Piscotty up. Let him have a year at the big leagues, before he likely retires after this year. But, with those defensive stats, I guess we could put him at first. He's definitely not going to the outfield. All right, well, like I said, we would look at it. We did make one change with our bullpen. We might bring up someone if depending on trade. So let's set our trade block. Ross Stripling, right? 33 years old, and we have him at $12 million through 5 years. Not really the kind of contract we're looking for, because he's going to start regressing soon. So he's going to go on the trade block. Got some young guys down there. Alex Wood, a lefty arm, but not pitching extremely well. We're also paying him $12 million. Let's see if we can get him, to another team. Free up some space for some of our young guys to come up. We are definitely selling, although we want to just sell these older players, right? We're not out here trying to get rid of our young talent. That's what the A's have done in the past, but per this simulation, we're okay to spend some money, but on the right players. Now, Shea's only 25 years old, but he is B potential, but my God, he just cannot hit the ball to save his life. And Soderstrom is massively outperforming him, so we have some younger talent. Shea's on the trade block. Who else we got that we might get rid of? JD Davis. Again, can't hit the ball, can't get on base, not hitting the ball very far. Was injured to start the season. We signed him to a 4-year deal. I think we see if we can get something out of him. Abraham Toro's playing just as well or a little bit better, so we might as well keep him. We have a young guy behind in Jonah Bride. Shortstop, Nick Allen, he's young, yes, but how much is he going to progress? Good defensively. So, maybe we keep him on for a couple more years, see if his bat develops. Aledmus Diaz, he's on the last year of his deal. Older player. We have, again, young talent behind him, so let's put Aledmus Diaz out. Seth Brown is actually doing well. He is 30 years old, and we still have 3 years of team control. But, he was part of this team whenever they were in the playoffs. I'd like to have some sort of senior leadership, and since he's been around a while, I think we keep Brown. Ruiz is very young and actually has somewhat of a high ceiling, but with 308 at bats and this stat line averaging only 179, I think we might be able to get another prospect in return. I was hoping he would be kind of a centerpiece, but he's regressed. By the end of the season, he will have probably regressed 2 seasons worth of progression, if that makes sense. So, would love to keep him, and we might, but if we get a good trade offer, we're doing it. And Brett Rooker, 28 years old, and he can hit the ball. He's been playing well. He was a former first round pick that we picked up that's doing well. Miguel Andujar. I mean, he's not good, but not many people on our team are. So, you know, we'll keep him around at least for some depth. All right, so we have Alex Wood, J.D. Davis, Shea Langeliers, and Estuary Ruiz, Ross Stripling. So some old guys whose contracts are expiring, and some young guys who just are regressing already. What do we need? We really need some young starting pitchers. What else do we need? Everything else. We definitely are going to need we need outfield help. And let's say third baseman. Would love to also add shortstop in there. Actually, we'll do shortstop. Okay. There's our trade block set. We'll see if we get any interesting offers. Let's see. All right, so our last week of scouting. Oh, I was kind of disappointed. I really thought that this guy was going to be something. Maybe somebody that we pick up down the board. We did discover him, so he's probably going to be there later on in the draft. Hits righties pretty well, but that bat is definitely not great. Definitely has the speed and the arm to play outfield. So, if we hit that upper part of the potential, like an 85 to 88, maybe even a 90 in that range, maybe we have something. And the closing pitcher that we discovered is absolutely worth a look at our first round pick. Incredibly high potential. Does not have velocity. 95 isn't terrible, but we can work on that. But very high strikeout guy. Very high control. Limits home runs, limits walks. Just doesn't have that velocity and break. So the K per 9 is great, but the stuff is not good. But we can work on that in training. We're going to finish out scouting him. We're going to look through some of these position players. This is interesting. He is injured, but he looks like he could, be really, really good. I think that's bait. This definitely feels like that's going to be like a 70-70 at the end. We already scouted this catcher who looks okay. We definitely have some really good first basemen to look at. Anyone at second? Neil Medrano, much older player at second. Pretty good bat, but mostly a defensive player. Really looking for a bat. I really want someone who can hit the ball really far. And this might be our guy. Really pretty good defensively, but probably not great. But actually has a bat. Maybe someone we pick up. Okay, so we have second base. So second baseman Novak. Gonna just kind of squim. Go through these quickly. Not really much there. This guy's much more well-rounded. But probably not a great ceiling. This is probably going to be our guy. Probably don't want to double up on shortstops. Left fielder, we definitely have a power bat here for sure. Wow. This guy looks like he was, someone that we discovered. High contact, vision, discipline, decent power, plays some good defense. Might be someone that we could pick up. This guy's definitely bait in terms of like scouting bait. Just scrolling through this quickly, and yeah, I think we go back to this second baseman, Brett Novak. Pretty well-rounded overall. Someone that we could probably pick up down the board. Probably looking at maybe like a B potential kind of guy. Hopefully, ideally. We'll see. And then, let's see. So he's actually decent at scouting position players. So no need to discover anyone new, I don't think, in the last week. What was that? Who is that we saw? Center fielder. Wasn't there like a huge power guy? That was this guy, right? Yeah. Decent. Why not? All right, we finalized our last week of scouting. And now we're going to send to the draft. All right, we got our first offer. They want Zach Geloff. I mean, there's no way this is going to happen. Quinn Priester. I mean, we do need starting pitching. But he's not MLB ready, whereas Geloff definitely is performing at the major league level. So unless this second baseman is someone that can easily replace him, no. I think looking at him, 23 years old. And continue simming. The Orioles have a trade offer. Okay, J.D. Davis for center fielder Sam Hilliard. No. I can't specify that I'm looking for prospects. Yeah. If they would have offered me a prospect, I probably would have taken that trade. Connor Capel pulled back out for a few days, keep him active. Luis Medina out for a day or two, keep him active. Luis Medina is back. All-Star Futures game, and we have user-controlled teams that has all-star players. All right. Who was our minor league all-stars? Does it not? Normally there's like 2-star, but I guess it's not showing us right now. Okay. All right. Let's get to the draft here. All right. Let's go to the draft and let's see what we can do. Okay. So obviously we're going to have lots of pitching options because there always is. So I'm not too worried about, setting those. I'm really looking for those position players that we scouted because good position players are much harder to find. The only one I will put here is our closing pitcher that we found, who seems like he could be like the closer of the future. Doesn't have great stuff, control velocity and break, but his K per nines are great. Limits hits, strikes people out, doesn't give up a lot of walks, doesn't give up a lot of home runs. What else do you want out of a closer? Definitely worth somebody, and we discovered him, so he's likely going to be available farther, like deeper into the draft. So he's definitely going on the queue. Let's see, I know we scouted a catcher here who is okay, but probably not someone that we're going to be super on board with. Not someone that we're going to really chase after. Luis Marquez, definitely someone that we're gonna look for. If we can get him, maybe that third round, that 77, that could be good. Kyle Leon, he looks okay, but kind of just okay. Again, he's kind of a player that if he falls, we'll definitely look at. The second baseman, so Brett Novak, we only got to scout him for 1 week. He's pretty good all around and then beats the shit out of lefties power-wise. So, again, definitely someone, if he falls down the board, we're definitely looking to take him. I think one of these guys is probably going to be who we're looking at. Both have some great hitting attributes minus power, and Andy Hodges has excellent defense as well. Looks like he could be MLB ready to go, with a great potential. And we need a shortstop badly. So he's definitely going on the queue. So is Perry Metoyer. And then our fielders. I mean, this guy looks great, but do I give up someone who's MLB ready, someone who can get on base for someone that just has amazing power? I don't know. Definitely not looking at some of these guys, whose potentials really kind of fell through. This guy was someone that we, I think, discovered, but definitely not taking him at 33 or with our first pick. But with a decent potential, has a good arm, and has some decent hitting attributes, someone we may take. And then we will look at starting pitchers down the board, but we really want to lock in a great position player if we can. And we've started the draft. Pirates with the first overall pick. Select Richie Castilla, starting pitcher. We had him at 1. He goes at 1. The Nationals select Art Brignoni, another starting pitcher. Looks to be pretty good. We had him at 4. He goes at 2. Third pick is in. And it is going to be, sorry, I'm switching my screens around here, Andy Hodges. Oh, no. 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 That was our boy. We had him at 10. He goes at number 4. Or 3. That's tough. That was the guy we wanted. And that is absolutely heartbreaking. Incredibly frustrating. Texans go with Tom Katomer. And now we are on the clock. So this closing pitcher is probably the best prospect we have. But again, we discovered him. So we're going to hold off. Gosh. So we really liked this shortstop, but he could fall farther. Now this guy, he's, good defense. One thing we desperately need on this team is power. He is listed as the 14th ranked player in the draft, so we might be reaching a little bit, but it looks like he, at probably a B potential. Best case scenario, low A. But can hit the ball a long ways, and the power is something we need. So unless there's a pitcher here that just looks phenomenal, and Henry Ninojo does fit the bill. Has a 4-pitch mix, limits walks, which simulates really well. Looks like he could have high potential. This guy looks absolutely stellar. Oh no, we have a decision to make. Let's see. So we're at 38 next. What do some of these guys look like? Stuart Orr, that's our boy. If he falls to us, which he very well could, We're probably going to take him. Definitely some good options down the board. I'm not worried about missing on some of these pitchers. This guy looks amazing as well. All right. And one thing that we know, it is hard to find position players with high potential, and it's really hard to find players with power. Not the guy we wanted, but Martin Meza, you are now a first round pick. We select the left fielder. We had him at 14. We take him at 6. All right. We are going to simulate to our next pick. Okay. We do still have this first baseman. But all these guys would probably be a reach at this point. Even though Gabe McMahon is listed at 33. I think that's because of his defense. He also has some power. But I really want to see if that... yeah, this guy. Stuart Orr. High potential guy, high overall. Looks like he could be MLB ready. He is 23 years old. But high stamina. Doesn't give up hits. Doesn't give up walks. 4-pitch mix. Sinker, slider, changeup, and a 2-seamer. I think that's our guy, right? Pretty much guaranteed A potential. You know, these other guys look pretty good, but not nearly as good in the walks per 9. You know, I think he's just falling down the board because he's an older player. He wants to join the team. He's healthy. I think this is our guy. So our first pitcher and our second pick in this year's draft is Stuart Orr from New York. Welcome to the team. Now, we do actually still have some starting pitcher talent in the minors. So we don't have to go like a full draft of all pitchers, which I've definitely done in the past. This is maybe where we take our closing pitcher, or do we risk him continuing to fall? I mean, I think at 40, when you have the 13th ranked pitcher, closing or player, I think we take him. That was our discovery prospect, so we feel good about that. We're gonna sim to our next pick. I was hoping one of those position players was going to fall. I'm just going to quickly run through the position players, see if there's anyone that we saw that maybe we were on the fence about that maybe we take. And, you know, I think maybe if these guys are in the 5th round, maybe we take a chance, but unfortunately, well, you know, we got our one position player guy. That's usually, I think, what you're going to find in a year is 1, maybe 2, depending on how discovery goes. So now we're going to be looking at pitchers. This guy was a discovery. High potential, below overall. Four-seam, curve slider, changeup. Looks pretty good across the board. Here's another older player at 21. Very high potential. Great stamina. Kind of the opposite of the first starting pitcher that we picked up. Whereas K-Per-9's lower, but his stuff, the control, the velocity, the break, is very good. But do we draft someone that's 21 and then may need lots of time in the minors? Even though he does look fairly well-rounded, probably not. This guy looks interesting. A lefty, 18 years old. Looks like he has, really great stuff as well. When I say stuff, again, control, velocity, break. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. Doesn't give up home runs. Strikeouts and walks per 9 are okay. All right, so looks like our decision is going to be either Mario or Ozco from the Dominican Republic. We're taking a little bit more of a risk on in terms of like potential overall. Or do we go with the for sure high potential guy? I don't know. 91 mile per hour slider is pretty nasty. All right, I think we risk it on Mario. Hopefully that works out. We only had him scouted 50% of the way, but we'll see. Okay. We are now at 107. Yeah, we're down to the bottom of the barrel in terms of position players. Could take a shot on Elton Moore. We're at pick 107. Power bat. Likely not very good. Probably looking at a C to D. Probably a C potential player. I'll add him to the draft queue. Maybe if he falls one more round, we look at him. But, I'd be happy with a B potential player like this guy, but I don't see that happening given the potential overall differential there. Chris Gill, we could take a chance on power bat, but he is injured. So I know that if they're injured, that impacts their potential. So does that mean if he's injured, his potential is lower than 60 to 84, or it means once he's uninjured, that could go higher? I don't know. Okay, so most of these guys are like in the 150s, 160s, somewhere around there. I'll be willing to take a chance around there. But we know we have some starting pitchers. If we could find... This guy looks like he was a discovered prospect since he was not ranked originally and then down to 55. 18 years old. Okay. Looks like, you know, high control kind of guy. This is still the same guy. We had him at 56 overall. And, you know, we wanted him before. We were on the fence. I think now we just go ahead and take him. Andreas Guillen. All right. Now I think with our last two picks, we take a chance on some of these guys we saw. If they are still available. This guy looks like he's probably not great, but does seem like he can hit the ball really far, which is something we are really looking for, especially playing in the Coliseum, which we get to keep. This guy could be something. Older player, high potential, low overall. Looks pretty even across the board. Let's add him to the queue. These guys are definitely not good. So when you see, where we see like potential and overall are pretty much the same, that's usually bait that they're just not good players. So even though it looks appealing, it's like I've never seen one that actually works out. Still just looking for someone that maybe falls. Throw them in the queue. Trying to get through these quickly. 2 minutes left. Just looking for someone who can, you know, maybe hit the ball, maybe turns into our DH. Not a ton of great options here. So we have second baseman Kevin Fujita from Japan. Older player. This guy, definitely risky. I think this guy's at very least going to have high potential. I feel very sure of that. He just might be, you know, 28, 29 by the time, you know, he has a shot at getting the pros, but we're going to take him. Send him to our next pick. We still have JJ here. We missed out on our shortstop from before, so we get a shortstop here. Maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. And that's the draft. I think we had a good mix of some position players, some risky picks, some safe picks. And now comes the fun part, where we try and sign them. We also still have some trades to look ahead to. We're not going to participate in the home run derby. And this is our first day to sign players. Is it going to tell us? Okay, so Zach Jackson, our closing pitcher, becomes an all-star. To be fair, his FIP is really low. Huh. FIP is fielding independent pitching. So it just means like how he's doing with or without fielding. But his walks are way down. His home runs, I mean, he's just striking people out. Okay, Zach Jackson. Yoel Pozo is a Double-A All-Star. No surprise there. 11 home runs. Batting .271. OPS, it's almost .750. Anyone else? Anyone else an All-Star? Maybe. JJ Bleday. Massive improvements down in Double-A. Glad to see that. Wow. Has an .868 OPS, but only has 6 home runs. I guess he's just hitting doubles and triples a lot. Love to see that. Would love to see him develop further. Anyone else? Chad Smith. What a Chad. Killing it, but we'll probably never see the major league level. And Richard Lovelady. I feel like you have to say Lovelady like that. Lovelady. Dick Lovelady. Richard, in case you don't know, Dick is short for Richard, so his name is Dick Lovelady. His parents must hate him. Or love him, depending on how you look at it. But it's good to see him make some progression. Okay. So we have some All-Stars. And now we get a chance to sign our draft picks. We're going to start with anyone who has very high interest. So it looks like these two. Stuart Orr. Bonus is really important to him. Slot value is 205. He wants 2.1 million. We'll go to 2.1 million. He declines it. Okay. He only wants 285,000. The lowest I can offer is 428. So he signs. Let's see. Let's get some of these guys that maybe we haven't scouted, see if they're even worth it. And continue on. We know we have All-Stars. Don't really care about that. Mets are interested in a trade. They want Brent Rooker. Oh, this is actually very interesting. This is very interesting. So Brett Rooker, who's a DH, can't play defense really at all. 28 years old. Is hitting .255. OPS at almost 800, which is pretty good. Decent WAR, 1.3. Older. 28 years old, B potential, 78 overall. For a 21-year-old, B potential, 71 overall. Similar makeup, hits righties well, lefties not so well. B potential, much younger. Plays third and short, though, so we lose an outfielder. Currently in AAA, hitting really well. Has tons of control left. So I kind of thinking, right? So he's 7 years younger than Brett Rooker. Can he go from 71 to 78 in 7 years? Absolutely. Absolutely. But Brett Rooker has the power that this guy does not. He's getting better. Oh, it's just so tough. Because he's like one of our few guys that's actually been performing well. Do we go full sell mode? Do we go full sell mode? I mean, the trade makes sense too, but can they even accept it? Because of their budget constraints? And then who do we put? Do we give up our one good batter? Maybe we bring up Lede, who's young and hitting the ball really well. Just don't see him doing well in the majors. We do need a third baseman and a shortstop. You know, we do have, if we have talent anywhere, it's in the outfield, young players. We are selling, you know, Blade, or not Blade, where'd he go? Brett Rooker, even though he's one of the best players that we have on the team, he deserves to go play somewhere that's going to win some games because he only has probably 4 years left maybe in the league. I hate to give up that power, but I think it makes sense. Who do they have in right field? Starling Marte, who's regressing. Yeah, I think the trade makes sense. We're going to accept it. Okay. So Brett Rooker is now a Met. And now that, you know, we can definitely trade JD Davis. Who is coming back a little bit. But let's take this and do something with it. Let's take this and do something with it. We're going to go make some trades. We have our potential third baseman of the future. We're going to give him a shot. JD Davis. This guy, Brett Harris, in real life, came in and hit 2 home runs his first hit. Okay. Let's throw Nick Allen in there. He actually is improving versus righty. So, yeah, we said we would keep him. Who else was on the block? Ledmus Diaz. Oh, wait. Who was the other guy that had a terrible contract? It was Ross Stripling. Let's see if we can get out of that bad contract. Okay. Let's see what we can get for these two. 2 older players for. Let's just look at all. It's searching. It's searching. It's searching. Wow, it must have found a lot of trade options. Okay, and our options are that's interesting. Do you not get to see? I guess you don't. Is there not a way to see who these players are? I'm afraid if I hit offer trades, it's going to just accept it, and I want to know what I'm accepting first. Hold up. Chase Silseth from the Angels. This guy's not pitching well right now, but it could be something. Would be odd to trade with the Angels, though. So probably don't want to do that. Oh, now I have to go through this again. Oh, that's so frustrating. All right. It's JD Davis and Ross Stripling, I think. I know the Guardians, I think, had like an outfielder or something they were willing to throw at me. How's Ramon Laureano doing? Not great. I just want to know who the players are. All right. We just want... I don't think we're going to get any good Major League ready players. So let's just go for prospects. Okay. This is something. Blue Jays want to give me a shortstop and a third baseman. Both be potential. not too worried about trading for pitchers, like pitching prospects, because we can find them so easy in the draft. Jackson Jobe. Probably no one with A potential we're going to get. So far, the first trade I think looked to be the best. Okay. So I want to look at Curtis Mead and then the Blue Jays short and third. Curtis Mead looks pretty good. He's hitting pretty well. Just not hitting lefties extremely well, but still progressing pretty well. And then the Blue Jays wanted to give me I don't remember who they wanted to give me. Why can you not? You should be able to save and or just be able to go look at who they're offering you. Instead of having to do this multiple times to figure out who you're getting or who your offers are. It's kind of a crappy system. Third Tillman, short Barger. Third Tillman, short Barger. Third Tillman. Short Barger. I mean, he can play multiple positions. He's good on defense. He just apparently can't hit lefties, which might improve, but overall hitting well. Slow. Tillman, hard to tell. And the other one was who's the Rays? I think it was Curtis Mead, who is much more polished. Decent defense, but has some speed. Decent stats across the board, just kind of not hitting well against lefties. All right, so one more time. The thing is, we also get out of a potentially terrible contract with Ross Stripling, who's not even starting at the major league level. Okay, so we are now going to trade Ross Stripling and J.D. Davis for Curtis Mead, a young prospect from the Rays. And our roster has been shaken up a lot. While we're at it, let's look at the trade block. Anyone on here that's young and looks interesting? Johan Avedo? This guy could be something. He only has 33 at bats so far. Trent Grisham. Oh, because he. Okay, this might be a guy we go after, actually. So Trent Grisham over here in right field behind Juan Soto. Kind of replaces Brent Rooker, but he's 2 years younger and it can actually play defense. What do you guys want? You guys want a left fielder, huh? Do you want Seth Brown? You do. You do want Seth Brown, but we said we would keep him. How about a prospect? How about Clark Elliott? This is not a fair trade. How about Clark Elliott? I'll give you all three of these guys. So we would send 3 all super young C potential prospects for 1 middle-aged Trent Grisham B potential. This makes an incredible amount of sense, I think. I mean, they have so many fielders, but it gives them a ton of depth. Gives us a replacement with some power. We're going to go for it. Nice. Huge trades there, and that one was a lot faster. Okay. Now we got to look at our roster. Okay, so third baseman, we now have Maraschino and Abraham Toro, which is what we had before. We also, okay, so now we need to, so Blade, who's playing really well in Double-A, gets the call up to Triple-A. Colby Thomas as well. And that takes care of that. Now we have Trent Grisham, Connor Capel, and Miguel Andujar. But we need to send someone down. And I think it's got to be Ruiz, right? We love to have the speed, but he can't hit 200. So Ruiz gets sent down to AAA. And Henry Bolt goes down to AA. All right, now we got to fix our lineups. Before I forget, let me go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got a lot to fix. But this was exciting. This is what we needed. Big shakeup on the team. Okay. So who's going to be our new center fielder? I think it's going to be Trent Grisham. He's got some speed, got good reaction time and an arm. Our DH is, I have no idea. Let's worry about that later. Our new third baseman, Ronnie Maraschino. And so now we just need to find out, and I feel good about the rest of these players in their positions. Do we kick out Ryan Noda? No, because he gets on base. So I think how did Logan Davidson make it up here? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's I think Curtis. Whoops. Who was? Curtis Mead is now our DH. Okay. I want to move Giloff down because he's raking. So let's see, Ryan. Who's getting on base? Soderstrom and Noda. Okay. So Soderstrom, Noda are 1-2. Geloff, who is raking, goes to 3. Trent Grisham, we hope continues to play well, is going to be in the 5 spot. Brown is still good at 4. Ronnie, and then the rest of these guys, I feel good. I absolutely hate that you have to set these up. And then Okay. Curtis Mead, we had a DH. And Trent Grisham in center. Okay, but maybe we take out Seth since he's not hitting lefties very well. I mean, he is improving. Do we have anyone that hits lefties particularly well? Miguel Andujar should, but he's not. So, you know. All right, and again, we have Soderstrom and Noda leading off because they're getting on base. Geloff, Grisham, Mead. And then Brownie and Maraschino down at the bottom. Okay, that works. Fill out the rest of this. It doesn't matter who I pick. At least it shouldn't. Okay. Blade is our new start everyday fielder, AAA and AA. We sent Bolt down, I think. So Bolt and Armenteros. Sure. Not really too concerned about these. I just want to make sure that, you know, my higher potential guys are the ones that are playing. Okay. So it should be that. Make sure. Oh, yeah, because we got rid of what's his nuts. Okay. Hogan Harris gets to be a starter now. Anyone have stamina? All right. Danny Jimenez, who's actually a starter in real life. Well, he is a reliever, but he originally was a starter. Spencer Patton looks like he's crushing it. He's going to be our closer. AA still looks good. Okay. And now the new look ace. We didn't really change much in terms of our rankings. But offer still declined. That's really odd. We're going to keep scouting those guys. Rays want to trade. I don't know if we'll do any more. Oh. This is actually really interesting. So he doesn't look good, right? Oh. He's crushing in AAA and doing very poorly at the major league level. But I like this, right? I guess he's just not there. We can probably get something better. Oh, I do need to go to training. Sorry. I know these are not super exciting, but let's see. We didn't pick up any pitchers. It was our... Okay. Just want to make sure that those are all set. Looks like they are. Okay. And we are winning some games since making some trades. Obviously, will you please just accept this? Why? I'm offering you all the money. This guy looks like he's going to be terrible, but he can play defense. I mean, I guess he's only 15% scouted. This guy's like, eh. But we got to make some progress here. Get swept by Boston. Will you please let... Thank you. Holy cow. Our closing pitcher. He wants 1.5. Slot values, we could get him under slot value. Declined. Great. Not good. No one wants to play for the A's. Okay, I'll give you over slot value, and this is $500,000 over your bonus demand. Oh my God, offer declined. I'm going to lose full. I mean, I still got to get our number 1 overall pick. He wants... I could... We just need... Oh my God, dude. I cannot get anyone to sign. You know what? He actually looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to be really cheap. He signs. I don't really want to sign. I'm not sure about this guy, but I mean, he doesn't look like he might not be that bad. Maybe just really low potential. But I've got to sign our top draft picks. And Ruiz, who wasn't playing well and got sent down to AAA, is now out for 1 to 2 months. We're going to put him on the 60-day. And I think we're still okay. Pirates, they want to let Miss Diaz for Billy McKinney. So we're just trading for the same player, it looks like. Just an outfielder instead of a shortstop. But he's actually hitting the ball. Only 44 at-bats. Do I need an outfielder? Probably. But I also don't really have a shortstop. I mean, this is probably a pretty good trade. Save some money. Get another outfielder. Just don't... Like, I just don't need an outfielder, right? I mean, kind of, I guess. We have Grisham, Capel, Andujar. And at short, who do we put there? Logan Davidson. This is probably a good trade, honestly. But I just don't think I can accept it because I just don't have anyone to play short. Blue Jays are offering me. Chris Bassett wants to come back to the A's? For what? For Shea? No way. I would love to have Chris Bassett back, but not for Shea. That's very uneven. All right. Who do I have left to sign? 1.5, 305. I think we just go big. We got them. Stop from the money. And he declines. That's so bad. Offer declined. What in the world is going on? I'm running out of time to sign these guys. Cardinals want Shea Langoliers for Dylan Carlson. This is 100% going to go through. We are taking... What is this trade? Who do you have at catcher? Wilson Contreras, who's very good, and you have under contract for the next 6 years. I guess you can say after that they don't have anyone. But you want to give me... You want to... Huh. Yeah, I'm taking this all day. That's crazy. They got fleeced in that deal, but welcome to the MLB all the way from AA, brother. Sussex going to go to AA. Why are we over on players? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Jordan Diaz can probably go down to AAA now. And then, so we just got, and then, okay. So I think Connor Capel is going to be out for yeah. Dylan Carlson's going to be our new right fielder. Instead of Connor Capel. Except for versus lefties, Connor's going to stay in because he can actually hit some lefties. Okay. So that checks out. Yeah, that checks out. Oh, Soderstrom's an all-star? Atta boy. You love that. Absolutely, you love that. Love that. Make sure I didn't mess up any of my other lineups. Yeah. Oh yeah, catcher. Okay. So that turned out to be a great trade. The Rangers want Aledmys Diaz. Is this a prospect? Is this a good prospect? Not really. But I'm basically just getting a 7 years younger Aledmys Diaz. All right. I'll take it. This roster is completely different now. Actually, I think we put Logan Davidson in. Your time to shine, brother. Your turn to shine. Okay. So I need at least probably like $2 million for him. Okay. This is a lot of money. Oh my god, dude, there's no way. Oh, thank God. Okay, so he signs at least. If I can't get my number 1 pick, that's going to be real tough. We're just going to max offer him, I think. Trade deadline. I think we're done with trades. But the Brewers want Alex Wood for Eric Lauer. This makes no sense. Even though this would be a great trade for me, I'm going to decline it just because it doesn't make any sense at all. Sometimes you have to protect the computer from itself. Okay. Martin Meza. We're going to max him out at $6 million. And he finally decides to... This guy actually looks like he could be pretty good. This is well above where he's at. He signs. And we'll go ahead and take a chance on him. Well above what he's asking for as well, and he signs. Holy moly. So we managed to sign all of our draft picks. Now we sim a day. Drum roll, please. Yes! Oh my God. This seems to be, on its face, a great draft. let's dive into this a little bit. Our left fielder, Martin Meza, 88 potential, 65 overall, huge power. Huge power, has a noodle for an arm, but he has speed and reaction. So once we get his contact up, we get that vision, that discipline up, and his power it's probably going to be like 85, 99 power. Like, this guy is going to be like our future 5-hole hitter that's probably going to hit 30 to 40 home runs a game, or a season. I'm very happy with that pick. Very happy with that pick. Our starting pitcher, Stuart Orr, who we were looking at as an older player, but maybe is already MLB ready. Maybe not quite there, but an 86 potential, 68 overall. Look at that hits and walk per 9, though. That is so, so high for even a 23-year-old. Normally, the walks per 9 is super low. And I've had pitchers like this before, just in other franchises that I've done, who become Cy Young candidates because they don't walk anyone and they don't give up hits. So it's like, even though their K per 9 is really, really low, they're either striking people out or it's just ground balls all day. So even though he's older, he's probably going to be a starter in a year or two, and we'll have 7, 8 years out of him probably. So I'm super happy with that. Our closing pitcher, this is a guy that we discovered. 86 potential, 65 overall. Kind of the opposite. Hits, Ks, home run are really good for an 18-year-old especially. Home run and walks a little low, but definitely feel great about that. Could develop into something special. Or Ozco, another 18-year-old, but home runs, doesn't give up a ton of hits. So, he could be something. Probably just needs to develop. Starting pitcher that we take in the 4th round. Only 21 years old, 95 potential, only 59 overall. But throws gas, huge break. This guy's likely going to be great from my home state of Missouri. He's going to be great, I feel like. We lucked out on a reach with our second baseman, Kevin Fujita from Japan. He is a low B potential player, only 49 overall. But gives us some depth. And we'll see how he develops. Okay, and then JJ Marino, who was also a big reach, turns out to be a D potential player. So probably just looking at, minor leaguer, but, he has power. He has power and he can play defense. So maybe if he has a really good year, maybe his potential goes up and something happens. But overall, I'm so happy with this draft. We have 3 mid to high B potential players, an A plus potential player. We reach and get a low B potential player who, has something in the future. Looking through the rest of the draft, I don't think we're going to see anything crazy. Okay. So the Rangers, who picked, I think, right after us, actually, end up getting A generational prospect. So I guess we did miss out on that. So, you know, we get an 88 overall left fielder with power and defense. They got a generational prospect. 80 overall, 99 potential. Insane stamina. Throws some heat. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I was even about to say, probably not any generational players first, And that's really bad because that's in the division. So that's tough. I want to know what it is about that makes generational pitchers. This actually, I think, is the first one I've ever seen. So I think it's maybe stamina and velocity. Elite stamina, elite velocity. Could be. But wait, no, he's not generational because he's only 19 years old. That's interesting. A 19-year-old with overall potential. Okay, interesting. Moving through here, nothing crazy. Shortstop with 90 potential. This guy's actually pretty good. 86 potential, 73 overall. This is the guy I think we were shooting for, but did not get. Gowdy, yeah. We would have been super happy with that too. Espinoza, good closing pitcher. Catcher with 95 potential, but super low overall. Long-term project. 2 catchers with 98 potential. That's crazy. Yeah, there's definitely some good players in this year's draft. Lots of A potential, a 99 potential starting pitcher. Like, you just don't see that very often. But I think we had a really good draft. Maybe this was the guy no, that wasn't him. I feel like the shortstop we wanted. This was the guy we wanted. Perry Metoyer. Okay, so we actually kind of lucked out a little bit. He was awful at defense. Awful at defense. C potential, but high contact, get on base kind of guy. So, he's your leadoff hitter, but man, he cannot play defense. So I think we actually ended up with a good pick. I'm really happy about that. That's a great draft. I'm really happy with that. Okay. So absolutely huge, not off season, absolutely huge trade deadline and draft episode here. And we beat the Yankees, which we love. Standings are terrible. We look awful. But we're the new look A's. We got a whole lot younger. We freed up a whole bunch of money for us. So, when it comes to the future, we're looking really good. Oh, I think, honestly. Let's, when we look at our depth chart moving forward, in the next, let's say, 3 years. Really? I feel like this is doing us dirty a little bit. All right, let's not trust that depth chart. So starting pitching, like it said that Trevor Bauer is going to go up to an 86 next year, which is absurd. So let's not trust the depth chart. Looking ahead, we have a couple pitchers that, we have Mason Miller. We had a couple guys down here, be potential guys that are, probably going to be in the 70s soon and have a shot. We got a rookie closing pitcher that, when Zach Jackson's ready to go, can likely take over. Catcher's looking good. We do need a first baseman. But we have Geloff. We have Curtis Mead. Maybe this is our first baseman of the future. Ronnie Maraschino. Logan Davidson. And Jacob Wilson. And then in left field, Brown's going to be gone in a few years. And then we have J.J. Bleday. And our number one, our first round pick, Meza. Okay. So wait, it really didn't list Meza in here at all? So they're saying in 4 years, our left fielder is not going to be a starter? That seems absurd. But I think we are set up really, really well for the future. Next episode, we'll play our 2 games in August, September call-ups after that, and then the off season after that. So, again, phenomenal draft. Made a ton of trades. We got a lot younger. I feel really good about the way this first season on A's franchise is going. And look forward to posting more. So, sucks that, the stream dropped and we had to restart. But overall, I think really good stream. Really happy with the way things went today. So, if you watched, appreciate you stopping by. If you're watching the VOD, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. If you disliked it, then dislike it. And leave me some feedback as to how we can improve. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.